Tonight, we're talking about how to properly structure your business to obtain business credit. I see this all the time. It's not structured properly, and then you guys wonder why you are getting denied, past a certain level, a tier level, okay? I see that people try to go and get the LLC, no, not the LLC. Some people go get the EIN before they'll get the LLC, or they don't have the right business address, or their phone number that they're using is actually their personal cell phone number, okay? Listen, I understand there's levels to being able to obtain stuff to start off with your business, all right? I understand that money is a factor, but it's best to wait until you have the funds to do what you can start off with than trying to do everything out of order. Okay, because when you do everything out of order, when it's time to actually get the business credit cards, or when it's actually time to get those credit accounts that give high limits, those vendor accounts that give high limits, and your business is not properly structured, you're going to have to go back and fix it. All right. There's no reason to fix it if you set it up properly. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. First thing, your business address. A lot of people are confused on. Give me a second. My voice is shaking. All right. A lot of people are confused on what they should use for a business address. Okay. I have used my home address when I first started my business. For Temptation Publishing, I definitely use my home address in order to be able to get my Duns and Bradstreet number, in order to be able to get my EIN. It was my home address. There's nothing wrong with using your home address for your business, especially if it's actually your home. If it's your apartment, I have used my apartment previously for my business address, and I was able to get, credit with it with no issues. Some business credit, gurus, experts, coaches say don't use your home address, but if you're working from home and that's your base, your home is your base, like that's what it is, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. So you can use your home address, but just be mindful. If you live in an apartment, just know that if you move, you're going to have to update your LLC, your EIN, all of that. Also, if you live in an apartment, just know that maybe another tenant used that same apartment address as their business address. So you may have an issue when it comes down to your Dun and Bradstreet number. Making sure your Dun and Bradstreet number, your profile is set up properly. Okay. So you can use your home address, but if you want to opt out of using your home address, that's perfectly fine. You can use what's called a virtual address. And if you've ever heard about a virtual address, put a 1 in the chat. If you ever heard someone say, "Oh, obtain a virtual address for your business," if you've ever heard that verbiage, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Okay, none of y'all's ever heard of a virtual address? Okay, so a virtual address is basically an actual brick and mortar building that allows you to use their physical street address, and they'll give you what is called like a box number. And with that box number, you would put the actual street address, and then you would put the post mailbox number, whatever they gave you as your box number. Now, you can also have a virtual address that actually assigns you, like an actual suite number, just depending on who you go with. But majority of the time, it is an actual post mailbox. Okay. So who can you get a virtual address from? You can get a virtual address from Regus, Opus, or Alliance. I prefer Regus. I feel like Regus is the best one. They're really great. They have great rates. And they set it up to where you can get your mail there. If you need to pick up your mail, like I said, they have really great rates when it comes to the virtual addresses. Okay. It is very important to understand that you do not want to use a P.O. box as your business address. Regis is great. I love Regis. Okay. Do not use a P.O. box for your business address. For your mailing address, that's perfectly fine. But when you start to structure your business, the physical address cannot and should not be a P.O. box. It will hurt you not only when it's time to start obtaining business credit, but bank accounts as well. Okay. They want an actual physical address. And that's where the home address comes in. If you can't get a Regis account, you can't get a virtual address, it's okay to use your home address. Okay. One company I do not recommend for anybody is iPostal. iPostal, I do not recommend them whatsoever. And the reason why I say I do not recommend iPostal is because Duns and Bradstreet will flag your business address if they search it in the database, because that's what they're going to do. They're going to search it in the database. Whatever address you give them, they're going to put it in the database. It's going to come up as iPostal, and then they're going to say it's considered a P.O. box. It's not actual physical address. It's considered a P.O. box to them. So they'll flag you. So don't use iPostal. Don't use a P.O. box as your physical address. Okay? Don't do it. If you're unsure, go ahead and just obtain a virtual address or use your home address. Those two are perfectly fine. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. A home address is perfectly fine when you're starting to build your business and your business structure, okay? Next is your business phone number. I hate when people use their cell phone. But anyways, do not use your personal phone number for your business. Okay? We're trying to separate everything. Okay? We're trying to make sure everything is separate. Don't use your personal phone for your business. Go ahead and obtain a actual business phone number. I recommend you getting a local number as well as a toll-free number. Okay? A local number and a toll-free number. If you can only get one, go ahead and get a local number. That way it's easier for you to dish out. You don't have to worry about, the vanity and, if it's 866, whatever the case may be. Go ahead and get a local number. More people will be inclined to, I don't want to say more people be inclined to do business, but just depending on what type of industry you are, they see a local number versus a 866, or 800 number. It's the way that people's brain think. All right. So we're going to stray away from your personal cell phone. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't use your personal cell phone number, especially when you're doing business credit, because they will verify your phone number. These vendors will verify your phone numbers. Okay. So don't use your personal phone number. I recommend a local number and a toll-free number. Now, where you can get phone service, there's several different phone service companies that you can get. A lot of them range from accounts from as low as $9.99, some as high as $50 a month, just depending on what type of phone service you need. If you need more than one line, if you need a toll-free number and a local number, or if you need what is it? It's VoIP, whatnot. So I personally have Vonage. I love Vonage. Vonage provided me with a local number as well as a toll-free number. Okay, so I got that. I love Vonage. You can also do Ring Central, Grasshopper. Okay. Do not use Google Voice. And the reason why I say don't use Google Voice is because there's a certain element when you're setting up your business properly, when you have to list yourself in 411, do not use Google Voice. Okay. I get it's free, but don't do it. Just stay away from Google Voice. Don't do it. Go ahead and obtain Ring Central, Vonage, Grasshopper, one of the two. And if you're trying to do everything and get everything, because it's free, if you think like that, it's going to be very hard for you to invest money back into your business, okay? Because when you're starting this stuff out like this, when you're getting the virtual address, when you're getting the business phone line with an actual company, that's an investment into your business, okay? You're setting up your business to look professional, okay? So if you're trying to get everything free because you don't have the money, funds are low, it's just best to wait until you can actually obtain everything that I'm basically saying that you need to go ahead and do. Thank you. I said it right though. VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. Okay. I have that. I don't have an actual. I do have a landline in my office, but mine is strictly over the internet. I can use my cell phone, or I can have it transferred to the actual landline. Whatever I wanted to do, I can port my. I can transfer my phone number if I decide to move with a different company. But I love Vonage, so I ain't going nowhere. Okay. Yeah, stay away from Google Voice. You cannot list Google Voice when it's time to list yourself on the under 411. Just don't do it. All right, next is your domain name. All right. Yes, you need to have a domain. Okay. The domain is going to set up your website. The domain is going to set up your business email address. Okay. Like I said, we're definitely trying to stray away from we don't want to do Gmail. We don't want to do Yahoo. We want professional business profile. I keep saying this because it always seems to just like go in one ear and out the other. And then when people saying, well, why are they denying me for business credit? I did everything right. Okay, well, let me see this. Do you have an email set up? Yes. Let me see your email. Oh, it's such and such at gmail.com. Wrong. Okay. Do you have a website? Yeah. No. Okay. They can't verify your business. Okay. So just take these steps to get it right the first time so you do not have those denial letters. I see it all the time. Okay. I see it in the groups and they're trying to figure out why can't they verify my business? Did you list yourself properly? How's your business structure? All right. So your domain name you can get from GoDaddy. GoDaddy always have like 99-cent domain names. If you can find your domain, your business name, if you can find your business name and it's under it's under $1, take it. It's that's a steal, okay. And then sometimes I know when you do GoDaddy, they will give you a free trial for like a 30-day website, and you can just build your website through GoDaddy as the hosting. If that's not something you want to do, that's perfectly fine, but they do offer that. Be mindful when you do like your web hosting, like GoDaddy, Google Business. There is a section that says privacy, and it's like an additional $7.99 a year or something like that. Utilize it. All right. The reason why you want to utilize the privacy, or unless you just decide to make a fictitious information in that section, that's fine as well. But it protects not only your domain from being hacked, but it also helps when you set up your domain and you have your personal information on there. You get spam calls from like out of the wazoo for people trying to build your website, and now they have all your personal information because you put your personal address and stuff like that in there. It's very weird. Just go ahead and pay for the $7.99 privacy if you can. If it will allow you to put fictitious information in there, go ahead and do so. I've never done it. I've always just paid the $7.99. I did mess up the first time I got my first domain, and I didn't pay for the privacy. And I had everybody from India calling me, asking me about, did I want to set up my website? Did I want to sell my domain? And I'm like, where did you guys get my information from? And I'm thinking, oh, well, they must have went onto my website and hit, contact me. No, they got it from GoDaddy, who sold the damn information. Okay. So here's a tip also when it comes time to the domain. I should have kind of said this first, and I wish I would have known this when I first started my business. When you are ready to start the business, and honestly, this is more like a business plan. Yes. That's a good question, Tavon, because that actually is further on along in the actual series. But yeah, that's a very good question. Yes, you're considered a consulting company, but you're real estate because real estate is considered high risk. So I'm a credit repair company, but everything that I put down on paper is consulting. Okay, but I don't want to get into that right now. But yeah, no, you're fine. All right. So one thing I wish I would have known before I started my business and searching for a business name for Classy Credit Repair Services, I wish I would have looked through not only social media to see if that name was available, as far as like the at tags, as well as searched it through the trademark database. You should always search through the trademark database, okay, as well as Secretary of State, okay. No, it's okay. But yeah, if you're unsure about your business name, and like I said, your business name you should have a business plan first, and in that business plan, you should be playing around with business names as well as doing that research. But that's something different. That's actually in my planner. If you signed up for notifications, that's one of the features of the planner. The benefits of the planner is you can actually do your business plan in the planner. Okay, but anyways, yeah. Go ahead and search through social media for your business name. I have Classy Credit Repair Services. There are so many companies, so many other individuals that have Classy Credit Repair, Classy Credit. Classy Credit Repair straight by itself is not available. So I have to do Classy_Credit, and then on Facebook it's Classy Credit Repair Services. So it's different on each social media platform. But if you can, do the research first. Search your business name through social media first. Trademark, search it through trademark as well, and then search it through your Secretary of State. Okay, just to make sure you're covered on all bases, because when it's time to actually start the business, you want everything to be uniform, like clean. Okay, so make sure that's just one tip. Just go ahead and search your business name, your potential business name through all social media platforms, as many as you can think of, LinkedIn, Twitter, all that stuff. All right. Next,